She's been maintained. It's been a couple of years since she's been here. That's Kristie or Kristie. We'll pull off this cover. We'll pull off this cover. We'll pull off that cover in a little bit. Probably needs an air cleaner. First thing we want to do while we're pulling off stuff is I want to get in here and take a look at what the wheels look like. She says it's running. I don't know. I didn't check. We don't care. I built this machine a number of years ago, and then she got water in the gas right away. So we've been able to get past that. She pulled the plug wire off probably because to transport it. So let's pull some stuff off, and then we'll bring it over for a quick wash today because I think it's supposed to rain the next couple of days. So just so I have it clean and around, so if I want to noodle with it, yeah, I can see it. There's too much oil in it. It should be here, but it's up here. So this is another one where, and the oil doesn't look bad. I know she's been maintaining it. Let's take a look at the whole machine. Well, it could be this. We've got to take a peek in there and look. But it could have even fallen off the pulley in the back. But we'll get a good look in a minute. We're going to pull the blade. I just took a quick peek at the blade, and yeah, she's all warped. But yeah, all right. So far, so good. A lot of filth. I want to take more stuff off. We'll drain the oil in a minute. Yeah, I can see. It's not bad, but it's a little warbled here. Same thing on the other side. You'll get a lot of wear in this area here. A lot of people say it's the end inch or so, half inch, but that's not really true. That will wear and blunt, but you get a lot of wear in here, so it's not the only place that does the cutting. I think we're going to pull the blade, and we'll pull this, just loosen that cover up, and we can get a better look. All right, blade came right off. This came right off, of course, because I lubricated, but we can see the belt got mashed behind it, behind the pulley, and it got kicked off. So what we'll do is we'll take this off next, and we'll get everything good and clean. And if it needs a new belt, fine. I bet you those wheels are probably still good. So let's keep going. Yeah, we can see here it damaged the belt. So it probably got kicked underneath, just from the buildup of the filth. You can see all this here. So I should have another belt for that. All right, let's keep going. We'll get this thing cleaned up. Yeah, they look good. Just a little bit sticky, dirty. Needs a little lubricant. That's about it. A lot of dust. All right, we'll kind of pop this cover off here next, and we'll loosen the gas tank up and just push it to the back, just to get in a little bit better. That's just some of what's on the table. Let's take a look here. Well, it's getting cleaner, fellas and ladies. But now I pull the top off. So I take all the bolts out, but I don't take the top off right away. So I start cleaning, turning it over. I did the underneath. And then, when it's getting kind of cleaner underneath and around the top and everything, the last thing I'll probably do is I pull the top. You can see all the filth in there. Now I'm using low pressure. Normally I use the gas-powered machine, but this is not that dirty, so I'm just using this nice machine I picked up. It's on the channel. It's still around after quite a number of years. It's a much lower pressure. I don't know what the pressure is. These set up on a different kind of a mounting system for the hose and hose ends, so it's not worth it. It's lower pressure. Yeah, we'll get some super clean a little bit. Let's give this a rinse, spin the tires, get all the different little areas. I'll get the blade kind of defiled, cleaned off. We'll sharpen that in a bit. And then later on, I'll bring it in. See, that's going to prevent it from cooling properly. It's actually not that bad because I've taken care of this machine, and so is she. It's used, right? You have to, first of all, it was a used machine, 22-inch. But I redid it, and she's doing the best she can to take care of it, and I think she's doing a pretty good job. And, of course, a big shout-out to Super Clean for helping out with the channel and this job. So I sprayed on the foamy, but first I like to, after I wash and things are still wet. This is a mix. It's like 50-50. And this is not as strong. I think it's maybe a little bit stronger than this as a mix. But when this is full strength, it really does a good job. And then they have the different kind of foamy in the bottle as well. They got other products. They got Drysorb and, Dryzol, oil absorbent. They have rim cleaner for get the brake dust off of your car rims. And anyway, this has been sitting for a little while. I went and did a few other things. It's getting towards the end of the day, and I figured what I would do is let this set up. I'm gonna go rinse it off now. I'll pop those wheels back off again, get inside, get them cleaned up. She doesn't have to replace them right now. Put a little oil on just to slap it back together again, and kind of blow dry it, bring it over into the garage for now, because it's gonna rain, but everything else is good. All right, it's about a day later, so this is when I have a chance to do it. So I got the brake on, and we're just gonna take a peek in here. Now the blade does not look like she hit anything. I had already set up all of this and cleaned everything. And, oh yeah, she looks good. I'll get you in close. But yeah, there's nothing wrong there. Just a good, general visual inspection. You can see everything looks really good. A little piece of something stuck there. I'll get that out. Let me show you. There you go. See? Dead straight on. That's how I like it. Put a little lubricant on that. All this looks good. She said it was running good. And I had already put these at like 10 thousandths. We will check the tightening on there. They're often loose, but I know I did that originally. There's a little piece of something stuck over there. Let's get this nice clean plug out. Looks like maybe she put a plug in. She might have put a HIPAA plug in. Let's find out. Those are pretty good. Let's get this air cleaner off now. It does need to be replaced. It's not bad, but it needs to be blown out. We'll put a new one on, but I left it on. I like to leave the old one on if it's not absolutely disgusting gross, because that way it just keeps some of the water and schmutz out from washing it. You don't want that going in a clean carb. Everything else is clean. Like I said, we checked the gas tank. We know that's good. So really, let's put that back, do a few other little things. And this is where I did a cable swap. It's on my channel, and I use these nice connectors. This is the shut-off switch. You want to make sure that's good to go. It's engaging right now. Make sure it comes off all the way. I've seen that a problem where it's just about touching, and the cable's not adjusted properly, and the motor will kind of turn on and then turn off, and then maybe turn on and maybe turn off. Let's keep going. All right, we're just going to clean that off real quick. That's why I usually pressure wash them, or I take them off at some point. Like I said, that can be blown out. We got to wipe the lip and the edge here over there where it meshes up with this, where it meets up. But we'll get some new stuff. Let me go throw that in a bin to clean it. And that plug, hopefully you can see it, but I'll bring it over on the table in a minute. That plug is just mint. Yes, it is a HIPAA B3LMCU. It's a brakes replacement, so a champion rather. They work good. They're nickel and copper, so they are actually high quality. She's running really, really good. I'm gonna put the top on now. This took like maybe an eighth of a turn. I mean, usually when I do it, they're like a half a turn or a quarter of a turn. They loosen up real easy, and it'll leak air. That's your intake tube or manifold, and it'll make you think when it gets loose, it'll leak, and it'll make you think there's something wrong with your carburetor. We're really, really good in here. Let's keep moving forward. Just put a little lube over there and everything. I just want to check that, make sure it's coming off. That's part of the reason why I do all of this. Is check all these different points, service points, and diagnostic checkpoints while we're in there, and get everything good and clean. We've done our due diligence. Yeah, there's a good space right there, so we're good to go there. I'll bring you in a minute. Yeah, that's that chocolate that I like. Chocolatey, touch of white. You can see it. There's a little gap right there. Hopefully you can see it. If not, I'm not set up right now. I'm on the floor. So plug is good. All that's good to go. See a little dirt. We're just going to get that out. We'll blow all that out in a bit. Now she's a little overfull with oil. One of the things I like to make sure is that this is clean, and when the oil's out of it, sometimes you can tell. It'll get full of dirt, and then that dirt, there's a lot more oil in it. That dirt will vibrate, and it will oblong the hole or just cause damage to the hole, to the gasket, to the tube, and it will leak. So it's a little loose, but I don't think it's a problem. So usually what I'll do when the oil's out of it, which I should have taken it out before, but with the oil out, you clean everything up and just wipe a little bit of RTV around it, and then assemble it right away. Dry, right? With the oil out and everything. And then you're good to go. Leave it to the next day if you can. You know, sometimes, you know, it pays to not be in a rush with this stuff. Because like I said, that does things like that happens. All right, let me get this buttoned up. And now we can get a better look at the damage. So I got it. Oh, jeez. So I got a good used belt here. Actually, I have a few of them. So we're pretty much good to go. This one looks pretty good. And so does this one. And they're all pretty much the same size because they've all been taken from similar machines. And this belt wasn't even that bad. It just, you know, there was not really nothing wrong with it. It's a little worn, but it's not bad. But it got caught underneath, most likely from the junk building up. All right, let me just put away what I don't need and go clean up over there, and we get back to work. Whilst the blade is out, off I should say, and the plug is out. See, we can take, this one's got this spring here. They're all set up a little different. See this guy there, right? This is mounted here. This is a bracket that's mounted. And you can actually kind of take this bracket off, which is kind of neat, and you could mount this and do different things with it. What we're going to do for right now is sort of pass, well, what we want to do is this. We want to try to sneak underneath there and get it underneath, you know, the crankshaft. See, it's on the crankshaft now, but there's no pulley there yet. And we want to get this bracket here. We just want to get past that bracket. So there's a couple ways you could do that. We just need to get past the bracket a little bit. It's not hard to pull, but I'm just showing you. You can just go like that. Just get it past the bracket. And then there's the other bracket. And we'll spin it a little bit. Now you can do this too with the wheels up. See? This one's really easy. Now in the back now, later on we'll come back. I add a little oil there and in the corners. Put a little chain wax on this. We'll put a little chain lube on that when we're done. Let's turn it over. I'll set you back up. And now we got to work the, you know, pulley and the blade and all that. So it's easy to have the plug out so we can turn things. Plus it's safer. It's not going to kick on us. Not that that happens, but it can. You wouldn't like it if it did. All right, let's get comfortable. Let's get comfy. Let's give this a wipe. Should be okay. See, these were easy. All of this stuff was just so nice. Let's put a little of this old copper no-sees on. See, we didn't even just get that belt in there, like I said before, just so that you know it's placed underneath the deck. You don't have to, like this one here is very forgiving. It's not like one of these super tight belts. Yeah, it's mostly oil, but there's a lot of copper left in that. Now, this is in really good shape. Everything here, all of this stuff was made nice. Make sure those are, you know, pretty clean and not all beat up and forked, right? I've seen that a lot. These little locating pins, they get beat to crap. And there's the key over there. Can we, let's see, let's just get it started. There we go. Now we can turn the motor over. Pull it in. Push it all the way back. And some of them was like almost damn near impossible. See, now this one, all right, this is what we need to consider. So this is a keeper. It's a belt keeper. We got to get the belt worked in there and in there, and we got to get it between here. Okay. So it's to keep the belt like this. So the belt needs to go between these. You can see that, and it needs to go between these. So that's the story, and it's going to take us a little bit of work to do that. You may not see it, but you know where I'm going with it. That's what keeps the belt from falling behind. Not a great system, but wasn't terrible either. Now, there's a couple ways to do that. See, that's going right behind. I should get my other flashlight. But you can feel it. If you pull it out a little bit, get it behind everything. And that's it. And then, now one of the things that I've done in the past, I think I got it, but it might pop out on you. One of the things I've done in the past, if it's fighting me, is I put a piece of tape on the belt, just one, run of masking tape, just to make sure that that belt stays within that guide area. But I think we got it. Why, George? Let's see. Take a screwdriver in here. I think we might have gotten it. If it gets out from under, then that's a problem. But yeah, we could do that. It will break off and then shoot off at some point, the tape. But I think we got it. It's fitting nice. It won't necessarily fit right. Let's just put the screws in. They were two different screws too, sadly. Which is kind of a pain in the neck. I wonder if I have more of these somewhere. I think they were two different ones. One might have stripped out. Let's just see how it rolls. Just a quick snug fit. If you want, you can put a little red Loctite on that, clean them off. Yeah, it's not bad. I'm going to peek in from the other side. I think we got it. But they'll start rusting up into that anyway. I'll go get the blade. Feels like it's in. That one may not be in. Let's go get it. Let me get that flashlight and take another peek. Yeah, we got it, fellas. I'll show you. I got a little camera I can show you some of this stuff on. It's not a bad idea to put a little nose seize on this or a little grease or something because it'll keep it from rusting on. And then, of course, I put a little nose seize on this guy. Remember, wing to the inside of the deck. Otherwise, the wing would be hitting the ground and not the sharpie point. Right? The sharp part of the blade. Let's blammo this on. Everything looks good all in here. Right, well, that looks good. Just make sure that the belt isn't too loose. It is a front-wheel drive belt of this vintage. And they're like, I think they're like quarter wide. See it? Yeah, see how the belt is? It's on the inside of those pieces of metal. All right, those little winglets. That's all you need. So just so you can see where we are. Unfortunately, fellas, the battery died. So I lost some of this footage here. I need new batteries. So what I did was I pulled the wheels off, just wiped out in there. I like to oil, after I'm done pressure washing, I like to oil in here. And then I close it up because it could sit like it's sat. So now that it's sat, right, we're back in business. So let me just show you. Hold on, let me flip the screen up so I know what's happening. So wheels came off, wiped it out. I put some, I like to use some chain lube on all of the bushing areas. Get all this moving. Wipe it down. Then I sprayed some chain wax on the gear and behind everything because it'll stop any rust, it'll coat it. And then I put a little grease on this axle shaft because that's what it's riding on. Just regular grease will work. And then I got in there and I also shot some white lube and I shoot it in here, right behind, and a bunch of areas around behind the gear and everything, and into this area where we have these nice adjusters. They're moving really nice and solid. So I'm gonna go do the back. She doesn't really need wheels, I showed you before. If she wants to buy new ones, there's some life left in these, to save a few bucks this year. Maybe next year or whatever, we'll do a tune-up and a clean-up again. She can pick up some wheels, drop them off, I'll just put them on for free. We'll just kind of go over everything. This is on, I'm gonna put the top on. We'll clean the plug, put the plug in. It's a little overfull with oil, but we'll leave it in there. We'll do a test, and then we'll dump the oil when it's warm. Let me go do the back adjusters, same thing. And maybe I'll show you what I'm doing there because it's the same thing as here. Yeah, she's cleaning up nice. Well, because when, you know, all the hard work was done years ago, I painted this machine, so it's just getting a few little specks. It was just like a light, you know, touch-up paint. So to get things moving again, I'll go with the chain lube. And you know, like I said, it'll gel up. And then once everything is moving, which it looks like it is, yeah, it's nice. All right, and then what I did before is I added some chain wax because of the gears and everything. But we don't need to do that here. There's no gears. So let that work in because that'll dry everything up, because it'll dry up. All this stuff, that's nice. If you want to work off a little bit of the excess, yeah. This one was a little tough coming off. Once that grease is dry, use a lightweight grease. Or you can even put, you know, a touch of your lithium on. Right? Because that's nice too, and it's more dry. Kind of nice. Yeah, this one kind of was a little tough coming off. There's not much in there, fellas. Some of these wheels, the newer, slightly newer ones, there's just really no bushing. So if you don't have anything in there, it just jams up, locks up, harder to push, wears out. Then you need wheels. Sometimes they get rust welded on. All right, I'm gonna do the other side. Put some gas in it. See you in a minute. All right, all cleaned up. A little bit of no seals on it. Now, these plugs, you probably can't see it, and I'm not going to try to get the shot, but these are grooved plugs. There's a groove in the ground electrode. So I actually brought the gap down to 28, and then that groove, if you stick the wire in the center, it'll be probably closer to 30. So yeah, we used to get those kinds of plugs from Excel for our, you know, hot engines back in the day, and it's good to see that they're doing that. All right, let's get this in. Let's get some fuel in it. Oh, it's windy and nasty out there, but there's a break in the rain. Let's just run this. We'll do it through the test, let it get a little warm, and then we can bring it in and dump the oil and put good oil in it. While it's nice enough out, it's cold too. It's like summer. All right, we got to prime it. Well, it feels like it's working. Yeah, one pull. Let's let it warm up. $29.90, somewhere around there. Just run it real strong, be warm now. Oh, that is so nice, fellas. What a nice machine. I'm so happy for her, and I'm just so happy to get to work on these. Like I said, I refurbished this machine years ago. Even got a touch of paint, a bunch of things. It was a mess. You know, people just throw them out. But it's in such nice shape. It's so much better than the crap. Let's bring it in, close this door. It's nasty. Let's dump the oil. Here it comes. Yeah, it's black and horrible. A little bit of stripies. Yeah, because you know, machines wear, and she's so strong. Oh, that is nice. Everything is nice and clean though otherwise now. All right, let's just let it. It smells old too. It smells like old, like car oil even. Yeah, it needs it. All right, let it do its job. And then we got to finish up with our job. Yeah, it's black and nasty. It really needed it. Yeah. And like I said, you see some stripies. All right, let's finish up. All These usually take about 20 to 24 ounces. Sorry, I'm eating. Synthetic blend, Cam 2, with mostly like up to about here or so, and a little bit of the T5 1540 synthetic blend, because it has a lot of nice stuff in it. I don't want to get too into it now because it's like it's a little thicker, but you could see the motor's a little bit wearing. I didn't put much in because we don't want it too thick, and then I'll top it off with what's left in that container. All right, I'm sneaking up on the oil because you can never really get all the oil out, by dumping it that way. There is a drain plug on most of these older motors. You can reach in there and with a 3/8, extension and a ratchet, you can kind of pull it out. Yeah, these are nice. Look for these on the web and Amazon. These are a little bit better. I forget who makes them, but I like them. They fit nice. A little bit better. Let's put this in whilst we wait. So sneak up on the oil, check your dipstick.
Oh, think with your dipstick, Jimmy!
And I do use those containers to get me close. But I have found over the years that if I walk it right up to, I think it's like 24, but I don't really care. If I walk it right up to that line, inevitably it winds up a little over full. I don't like that. I just want to be right on the money. This is a level garage. Let's check it one more time. Relatively level for its age. All the way down on the detent. Let's see. Yeah, she's real close. Oh, yeah, she's just right on. See? It's like right here. So that dot is really the full. I don't know if you could see it because I can't see what's going on. Usually when I'm in the other room, I got big monitors and stuff. So we're good here. Let me just wipe it down and we'll give it another start. Just to mix everything up. Let's see, she folds the handle down. That all looks good. This is a nice cable. All right, I'm enjoying. Oh, I just gave it a quick wipe down. Isn't she pretty? Oh yeah. Just a quick wipe down with a little WD. Normally I use other products, but it wasn't bad. So, and this is not like a sales mower. Just a quick, tune up and repair. Yeah, let's give it another start. Last start. And it's starting to rain a little. So nice. Let it burn off any spilled oil. It almost doesn't get any better than that, fellas. Quality machine at a quality price. Can't buy it anywhere, though. You gotta come to Archer's Garage.